If Jackson has one fan, I am that fan. If Jackson has no fans, that means I am dead. Ladies and gentlemen, I am investing every single asset I own into Jackson stocks right now. We've all seen that video circulating online around his outburst after Tottenham, his emotional outburst, which really, you know me by now. I don't like to overanalyze elite sportsmen in high pressurized situations showing emotion that didn't really impact the team whatsoever, because it's normal. It shouldn't be scrutinized, shouldn't be under the microscope, because it's expected. And it's very cheeky that people would dare question his commitment, dare question whether he cared about the team winning and put himself over the team. Cheeky. It's almost like they don't remember having a big personality striker. They don't remember Didier Drogba and some of his outbursts. They don't remember someone like Diego Costa putting in a transfer request to China, won us 2 titles, was an emotional figure up front. It's almost like they want a passive, introverted, quiet, shy Kai, or a Timo Werner, or a Morata, someone that needs to be cuddled, cradled. This is the mentality you should be fostering. You should be encouraging and understanding as a Chelsea fan, because this is the type of mentality that we need. We need leaders. We need people that are going to put the pressure on themselves, that are going to uphold themselves to a standard. The manager didn't have to tell him he had a poor game. He already told himself that, because he's not just thinking, oh, well, we won, it doesn't matter. He's thinking, I could have done better. We could have won that game 5 or 6, but I wasn't good enough. That is what an elite mentality looks like. And some people have clearly forgotten that, but not most of us, which is good to see. Most of us know. I've just finished witnessing, indulging a 24-minute interview from Nicholas Jackson. And may I say, I'm going to put the link in the description. I don't do that often. It's that good. This interview is one of the best interviews I've seen from a Chelsea player for years. He is such a composed, calm, mature figure. He is growing in front of our very eyes. He is going from a boy into a man, whether you can see it or you cannot. This interview was so good. From his upbringing, from self-awareness and understanding that he wasn't ready to be in the first team in Villarreal and was in the B team, trying to push, trying to get himself together to be promoted, to having to push away Senegalese international teammates who told him, that Chelsea move, that's a lot of pressure. Are you sure you want to go there? I don't think you should. He said, no, I want the pressure. He says in this interview, I want the criticism from the media. I want the smoke because it feeds me. It makes me play with a chip on my shoulder, prove people wrong. He wants the pressure. This kid, he says so much in this interview about his stubbornness, about his ambitions, his targets, the lack of interest in the comparison to Drogba, because he understands he's not done anything yet in a Chelsea shirt. He understands that he needs to be a title winner, a trophy collector, a milestone maker. He's not interested in taking in any of the gas. He's just feeding himself on all of the criticism, all of the, in my opinion, unfair judgment at times that he gets. And listen, he goes on to articulate that he's not playing for fun like he used to as a kid. He's playing to win. He obviously speaks at the end about how he's helping kids in Africa and sending them boots and sending them, what he can. But I just thought the way he answered these questions in such a calm fashion, spoke with such wisdom and such wise words. It was honestly fantastic to listen to. And one thing I'm taking from this is that he is ready to prove a lot of people wrong. He is so ready to continue to develop, to continue to get to that level that we need him to be at. And he is ready to play for Chelsea up front. And this is why maybe they are looking for a supporting cast, because it takes a lot of pressure to play up front for Chelsea. A lot of bigger names with bigger transfer fees have failed because it all got in their head. They let it get to their head. They couldn't get over it. The constant criticism, the constant attention, the constant magnifying of every move and every mistake. They couldn't get it out of their heads. he is a different level in regards to that. It's honestly like, I came away from that thinking, do you know what? This kid, he's got something to him. There's substance there. There's substance there. I think with him, we don't need to worry really about contribution in the future. We know there'll be competition. There was competition for Drogba. Shevchenko was given. Torres was given. Anelka was given. That's going to happen at Chelsea. But one thing you can guarantee with this kid is he is going to contribute massively to our future. Massively. Because he simply won't allow himself to do anything under. He won't allow himself to put in a 6.5, 6 out of 10 performance and shrug it off and move on. This is the making of a very important player for our football club. And I think a lot of people, if they haven't caught on to that now, they certainly will if they listen to that interview. And the final thing I'll say about it is, it's infectious. When you've got people in the dressing room like that who demand such high standards of themselves, coupled with the Cole Palmers who don't have an ego and don't get above their station and start to believe the hype and continue to give consistency and a level head and grounded, guided behaviour on and off the pitch. The mentalities that we're seeing in this team, we need to appreciate, because it was questionable in the first season with a lot of them, because they were learning along the way and they were making those mistakes and they were looking immature and they were demonstrating in the public eye at Stamford Bridge for penalties, etc. But we're starting to really see leadership. We're starting to really see mentalities of old. It's a long way to go. There's a lot more football to be played. But if you go through that team this season, if you can see the development, if you can see the personality coming through, if you can see the improvement, then smash the like button. Then make sure you subscribe, because we are here for the preview. But I just wanted to give Nicholas Jackson his fair dues, because yeah, he deserves it. Now, I do want to stress, right, I am recording this before the press conference that's at like 8:30 a.m. Purely because time restraints. I just got to get it done before then. So this is the team that I've selected for this game. Now, we are traveling to Kazakhstan, and it is the east side of Kazakhstan. It is closer to China than it is to Ukraine, right? So it is a very long trip. It's at minus 18 degrees and it feels like minus 23 degrees. It is Baltic. It is absolutely chilling, freezing. It's Cole Palmer territory, but he will not be here. It is going to be, from a just weather standpoint, unbearable for the players. I feel sorry for them, but I expect to see them almost in jumpers, in coats, playing out there. It's going to be horrendous, but I'm looking forward to the game. Let's see what the team's going to be. My team that I've got on screen is a mixture between adding in that Cobham youth and still having some seniors that I believe need the game time. Now, there is a lot of players being called up from the academy. There's a lot of unlimited B-listers that are coming in through the academy. And I've got some players, not all of them, but some of them that I think are the most likely to get minutes because they are the highest performing, most talented players in the under-23s at this current moment. I would love to see Samuel Smith. Samuel Smith is one of those players that is good enough to be getting Conference League minutes, but maybe because of Renato Vega on top of, you know, having Cucurella and Livakovic and Badiashile, there's just so many left-footed defenders, he's not really had an opportunity. I'd love for him to get an opportunity because I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised with what a talent he could be. And even if he doesn't get into the first team and he doesn't get the opportunity to really cement himself, it's a very potential, easy, quick turn around of profit for Chelsea if they can give him minutes to showcase to the wider world what he can do. I've got Tyreek George at right wing because I don't really think we need to be... I mean, Neto is suspended for Brentford, but I'd rather give Neto a rest. We've got a lot of fixtures coming up in the Christmas period. I don't think Neto needs to play a game like this in these conditions. I don't think it's necessary. I think he's proved enough in terms of the quality that he's offering to the side at the moment. So I've gone with Tyreek George. I'd prefer Tyreek George at left wing, but Mudryk has to really play for me. Players like Mudryk, Chukwuemeka, Dewsbury Hall, Yu, Cassidy, they don't get enough minutes. They're not going to get loads of minutes in the Premier League. They might get onto the bench at best if there's injuries, but they really don't get enough minutes to be skipping a game like this. Achampong, it's it's a dream maybe to get him involved in the first team again in this type of game, because he hasn't signed a contract. And I put Tosin and Jorgensen in there, and Tosin in the middle of the defence, because his ball playing ability, his ability to break lines, pass, I want him to be able to get the young players around him and really, you know, galvanise and lead them. I want us to win the game. I think winning is, you know, being breeded around in the team. You know, we are in momentum right now, fantastic momentum. I don't want that to be ruined. I don't think it will be. But my point is, this is still definitely a strong enough team, of course, to go and win that game even before the second half kicks off. And then you can bring on even more youngsters. And then maybe for the second half, you do bring on Dyer. You know, you can start to say, right, we're going to change the striker and give opportunities. Elise, I think, obviously the cousin of Elise at Bayern Munich is there as well. Raksaki's already made his debut before in this team. Maybe he gets opportunities. And there's a couple more. There'll be loads more. So I think Chukwuemeka could do with a full 90 minutes. You know, Dewsbury Hall doesn't get Premier League games. He could do with 90 minutes. So that's how I'm looking at it. I think we're gonna beat them. If we don't batter them, it's because we're cold. It's because we're freezing. It's because we're trembling. We're shivering, and I can't blame them. Minus 18. I mean, that is going to be horrendous. To play football in minus 18 degrees, I don't care who you are, that is a struggle. So, and obviously you're playing a team that are used to playing in that climate, so they're probably going to fare better. But from a quality standpoint, we should still be winning the game. But we've already basically qualified. It doesn't really matter too much. Just win the game in whatever way you need to do it, and then go from there. But yeah, this is what I'm going with, guys. You let me know in the comments down below. Do you want to see a full academy team? Some people have suggested that we should just send out the under-23s. Don't send out a single first teamer. Some people have said don't even send out Maresca. Just send the assistant. For me, I'd still keep, like I said earlier, I'd still keep a couple of the guys that need minutes, that need game time. But yeah, it's not going to be a pleasant experience for most of them. They're not used to these temperatures. Neither are the fans and the away lot. So there you are. There's not really much more to say. I'll be honest. It's Astana away. It's a you know, it's not a dead rubber, but we're getting there. You know, we're almost there with the dead rubbers now. We're waiting for the knockouts at this point. Shamrock Rovers, and then we're done. No injuries. Game time. Have fun. Flex. Try not to get frostbite and come home safely. So there you are. Guys, make sure you smash up the likes. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. In a bit, people. Peace. Shh. Don't tell anyone. You made it to this point for a reason. I'm sorry to tell you I'm not doing the watch along, but I'm guessing you can tell why. I'm going to Kazakhstan. Minus 18 degrees. Plenty of activities. Let's just say we're gonna film the best vlog you've ever seen. So, like I said, shh. Don't tell the rest. They didn't make it this far. Just keep it between us. I'll see you guys on Friday.